So, where are employers missing the mark with employees? Why are employees leaving today? There are 7 reasons your best employees quit. First, they're overworked. What people tend to do when you have a really good employee is you know they'll get it done, you know they'll get it done right, and you know they'll get it done on time. So what do? You give them all the important things. And so many times a star performer is actually overworked. And what they notice is that why I have so much work, and I'm noticing that other people in the organization is not the same. They notice that inequity and they leave. Okay, so be careful about that. Also, they're not challenged. Exceptional people like to be challenged, right? And so that's one of the things they're looking for. And they're being stifled. They'll eagerly take on the lead of a project or head a new initiative. They want to be able to pursue opportunities and explore new ideas at work. Too often, this passion is stifled, and they're told to put their ideas aside and simply focus on the tasks they're given. When they're not given developmental opportunities, they'll go where they can find developmental opportunities. If they're not appreciated, they may leave. If they aren't fairly compensated, we know now they're going to know it, right? And the last one is the bad boss. And this is one that we've heard about this for years. This is nothing new, right? But this is a boss that's kind of bullying, controlling, picky, petty, takes credit for your work, throws you under the bus in a meeting, never provides positive feedback to you or others in the office. And the office seems joyless and unhappy. So let me give you a few examples of this. There was one manager who he actually had a lot of turnover, and year after year he would have turnover, right? He'd have 8 to 10 people on his team, and every year 8 to 10 people would leave. And so after a couple years of this, they decided to do a 360-degree feedback for this leader, and they said, okay, I sent the surveys out to all of their direct reports and their peers and supervisor, and they said, give some comments and feedback on this person's leadership style. And so the employees really were like, wow, so great, we're being asked this, we're so happy to provide this data. And so they took some time and were really thoughtful and kind in providing some good feedback. And they gave it to the manager. And then they started to wonder, did he get it? Did he get his report back? Did he get the feedback? What's going on? Never heard anything. And the manager never changed their behavior. Eventually, that group of employees all left. Another manager was actually in a high-performing division. In fact, his division has never reached these kinds of achievement levels before in productivity and sales, et cetera, and performance. And so they're just doing amazingly well, this division. Except the company started hearing, senior leaders started hearing a little bit of talking like, maybe the leader's style was a little bit uncomfortable for some people or a little bit off. And so they decided in this case, again, to do a 360-degree feedback. And they sent the surveys out to all the employees and peers, et cetera. And the information came back. And I actually was sitting down with that manager, and he looked at his results and he said, wow, this is what my employees say? They don't think I care about them? They feel like I'm yelling at them. They feel like I don't want to hear their ideas or their input. Wow, I had no idea. And the manager felt sad, right? Because he did care about the people. He didn't realize that his style and demeanor was coming across in a way that was actually uncomfortable or unfriendly or not a positive for the team. And so what that manager did was he brought his team together and he said, I want you guys to know that I really care about you and I really appreciate that you took the time to write this feedback and to provide this to me. And I want you to know that I want to make some changes. I didn't realize that sometimes when I get passionate and talk loud that it sounds like yelling. Some of us have that problem, right? Or I didn't realize that I tend to want to always go with my ideas and think they're so great and not ask you for yours or implement yours. And so he talked about how the changes that he was going to make based on this feedback, right? And then he did it. And I talked to the manager and the employees 2 months later, and they're like, wow, he's really changed. Things are really different. And 6 months and a year later, not only was the team feeling great and feeling valued and cared about, but the performance of the division was even stronger and even higher. So there's potential when you have someone that's really kind of rubbing people the wrong way and that kind of bad boss syndrome to really work through it in a positive way. Another example is a company hired me one time and one of their star performers left. So this isn't a performer that everyone loved, did great work, that they actually invested a lot of time, money, and training in, because they really had big, things in mind for this employee, big sights. And they said, Eileen, will you ask, exit interview the employee? Because, they give us the nice, polite response, right? Because they're, of course, they're exceptional. They know to do that. So I sat down with the employee and I said, what's going on? The employee said to me, I know my boss is a good person and takes his job and the department goals very seriously. But please tell him it's okay to have fun and joy at work. Because the atmosphere here is not that. And I don't want to work in an environment that's so serious and stressful. You can achieve results and have fun at the same time. Wow, that's a big message. Think about that. Because you're exceptional people. They're going to perform at a high level, but they want it also to be fun and feel good.